Global mobility is all about people moving people. And I'm interested in having a discussion with those people who make it all work. So why don't you join us in this conversation, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Good morning, Ursula. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Colin?
Yeah, very well. Thank you very much for joining me on this tram ride. Here we are on the tram in Melbourne, and I'm here with Ursula Lepporoli, and you are a partner at KPMG. And I love what you say in your LinkedIn profile. You are American by birth, Australian by choice.
Correct.
And you've been here for how long now?
20 years now.
20 years now. Wow, amazing. And in terms of global mobility and tax, how did you find your way into this profession?
Yeah, so it was 2005,
Yep.
and I arrived in Australia as an international student. I needed a job to pay rent. I had two options. One was being a financial planner. The other was being a casual tax preparer at KPMG. I chose KPMG because I thought, gosh, if I do this, I can go anywhere in the world and have a job. So sounds like the best choice. Never actually went anywhere else in the world. I'm still here 20 years later.
Oh, so 20 years, that's a long time.
Yeah.
What has kept you interested in your profession for so long?
Yeah, look, I think it's because there's always something to do. I've never been bored. If we go back and look at there's always some tax changes. So I remember back when we got the introduction of the temporary tax resident rules. I remember when LAFA, living away from home allowances, went away, the way that we all knew and loved it.
I remember that.
I remember more recently when we removed the capital gains tax benefits for non-residents, so they don't get 50% discount when they're non-residents, and main residence owners don't get that exemption when they're non-resident. And more recently, just last month, we would have seen that foreigners aren't going to be able to purchase properties in Australia for 2 years. So the tax technical is always keeping me interested. Second is the technology. So, mobility is not exempt from all the changes that we're seeing around the world. I was really lucky to be able to be a part of the team that actually created technology that we use at KPMG. About 6-7 years, longer than that now, and working since 9. So yeah, it was about 8 years ago, and that was just pivotal, just to be learning how technology is impacting the way that we do our work.
Yep.
And then there's just the people. So you and I know the community in global mobility is filled to the brim with amazing people who love what they do every day, are kind and generous and giving. So what else would I want to do?
Very good. And you mentioned Marcus, because you're a mum as well on top of all this.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. That must keep you busy.
Yeah, I have lots of roles. Yesterday I was at an International Women's Day event and talking about, the different buckets of life that we've got, and mine are all very full. Very full.
And in terms of your passion and drive, where does that come from? Because it's very clear every time I talk to you, every time I see your posts, lots of passion, lots of drive.
Yeah, look, I think whenever I start a conversation or a presentation in a room with people, I ask, who's been on an assignment?
Yeah.
And or wants to go on an assignment.
Yeah.
99% of the hands go up in the room. If you ask them then, who's ever moved? You're going to get 100% of the room who's been impacted by global mobility.
Yeah.